Well, I knew right away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, you know, I forget the word.
Investigation.
Welcome back to Talking About Evil. My name is Mel, I'll be your host. Today we are going to be starting our part series on the Summer Wells case. Now, our reason for doing it this way is simply that this case is very complex. It has no real answers, only many questions. So much has unfolded on social media, and to truly cover it all is going to take some time. So to get you introduced to the case, let's begin. Summer was named Summer Moon Utah Wells. She was aged 5 years old at the time of her disappearance. Summer lived in a rural community full of large acreage blocks. Neighbours were spread out, and there was much greenery and just that beautiful country lifestyle. Her home lay perched upon a hill surrounded by her family's 11-acre property. A stream, or some may call a moat, wrapped around the front of the land. To access her modest home, a driveway that looked difficult to manoeuvre with no surfacing led down onto her road, Ben Hill. Ben Hill is located within East Tennessee, Rogersville. It was here that Donald Wells, Summer's father, Candace Bly, her mother, along with Summer's 3 older brothers and her grandmother, all lived. Her grandmother actually had a trailer that was positioned 20 to 30 feet from Summer's family's home. The interesting thing here, which we will go into in later videos, is that the grandmother, Candace's mother, Summer's grandmother, also has a daughter missing. On the 15th of June 2021, Donald Wells woke to his daughter beside him. Summer was still being bed trained, and according to Don, would sleep with him almost every evening. Don rose and got ready for work. He works as a drywall contractor, and he had a house that he was working on that was located roughly 45 minutes from his home. As it was school holidays and the family had just recently purchased a new vehicle, it was a red Subaru, and it wasn't being used, Don decided to remove his drywall tools from his older model truck and place them into the Subaru for his day. You will learn in this case, no one is good with time. As such, getting clear timelines is incredibly difficult. However, it is believed Don left for work around about 7:30 a.m. Candace, meanwhile, also had plans. Hers included taking her mother, who is also named Candace, so we will be calling her Candy for ease while we're speaking. She had to take her mother to the hospital. Candy was having knee pain, so Candace woke Summer and drove Grandma's truck to the hospital, which was, I think, located about half an hour away. Summer's 3 older brothers, who were aged 13, 11 and 9 at the time, they were left home, and Candace has claimed that no one could get in and no one could get out of the home. So Candace takes Grandma in to the hospital, and at this time while she's waiting for her mother, there is a phone call. It's either Candace calls Hunter or Hunter calls Candace. There's discrepancies between that. Hunter says one thing, Candace says another. So anyway, Candace ends up at Hunter's place. Hunter, at the time that Summer went missing, was only 15 years old. His mother, Allie, was once quite close to Candace. The children would interact often. They classed each other as family, and then there was a fallout where Hunter's mother and Candace were no longer communicating. So while visiting Hunter, Grandma actually is finished up at the hospital, so she calls Candace to be picked up. At this stage, Hunter wants to come along. Allie, his mum, gives the go-ahead, and so Hunter jumps in the car. Again, the exact destinations and sequences are not clear. Candace's version alters from Hunter's version as to what they actually did from that point on. However, we do know a pharmacist was visited, a tobacco store, liquor was purchased, food shopping was done, and Summer and everybody actually went down to a local swimming hole where Summer went for a swim. It's at the swimming hole actually that we see video of Summer cooling off from the heat, and she seems to be enjoying herself. Her mother Candace took TikTok footage and uploaded it. It is also at this location that Grandma, Hunter and Candace all allegedly were together after collecting Grandma. So that's something that it wasn't prior to collecting Grandma, this was after. It also has raised some questions about the alcohol that was purchased and the vapes. They come into question at this location. Hunter claims that He was given the alcohol beverage, while Candace again denying and claiming that the drink was actually for her mother. Hunter is also viewed at the swimming hole via the TikTok upload, interacting with Summer. And he's also raised some claims about things that happened while they were down at the water. Hunter claimed that Summer went under the water, and he had to actually go in and help pull her up. Another thing that Candace denies, Hunter has also claimed that Candace received a phone call from Don, Summer's father, while they were in the chemist queue, telling Candace that there was a man on their property touching the little kids, which is concerning. Again, however, Candace denies this conversation ever happened. Candace does say that she did tell Hunter he wasn't going to go back to her home, that she was now dropping him off at his. So that's something she's actually been recorded saying. We've always wondered why the plans changed, and that was never made really clear. Yet we do know Hunter did get dropped off back to his home, Ali, where he lived with Ali, his mother, after 2 p.m. I think it was around about 2:30ish. Ali claims she saw Summer asleep in the back of the vehicle. Okay, from there, Candace and Summer, they make the drive back home, arriving home roughly 3:30 p.m. From here, Candace states,
my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone.
Tonight, the radio scanner traffic from emergency dispatchers the night Summer Wells disappeared. Take a listen.
110 Big Hill Road off of Beach Creek should be the first residence on your right. Reference to a missing 4-year-old. The parents have called in, advised that the mother had went for a walk, came home, now they can't find her. They've been yelling for her. She's been gone for about 10 minutes now.
Again, audio from police scanner traffic that evening.
and this is exactly when the search for Summer Wells started, and what followed from there was a lot of interest, a lot of online interest. It was fueled by a lot of speculation, a lot of theories, and I have to say, people started to really start looking at the parents in this case. So the next stage for us after the introduction is we're going to be doing the same. We're going to be pulling the case apart and looking at different points of views, looking at the parents, how they presented themselves on social media, and all the dark, the light, all the bits in between that make this case a fascinating one. But fascinating as it is, at the end of the day, we still have a little girl missing, and she's been missing for 16 months. And her name is Summer Moon Utah Wells. Thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again next time.